Hello and welcome back. The trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage has finally arrived, and it does not disappoint. There's a lot to discuss, so let's dive in. We start off seeing Eddie adjusting to his new life. He looks stressed, he looks tired, he's kind of irritated. You can see chickens everywhere. His apartment looks all trashed and messed up, probably from the fight he had in the first film. There's a sign that says, "Rules, no eating people." So that's why I think that those chickens are there for Venom to consume. We also see Venom doing a lot. It looks like he's making Eddie breakfast, but he's really making a mess. We see him turn on the radio and start singing, which is hilarious, and it looks like Eddie is kind of annoyed from it. You can see Eddie holding some kind of card in his hand, and you can see this same card later in the trailer. In this shot, we can see Eddie returning to the same store where he saved Mrs. Chen from being robbed. Eddie says hey to Mrs. Chen, and Venom also waves at her, showing that she's okay with Venom being around. We hear some dialogue from Cletus Cassidy saying that he's been thinking about Eddie, and he also says they're both the same. We can see Cletus writing on some kind of card, and I believe this is the same card Eddie was holding earlier in the trailer. Notice in his cell there are some carvings on the wall with some writing. There's a teddy bear carved on the wall, so I can't really find any other details, but if you guys spot any, let me know. We see Venom grabbing this guy. I assume he's saving this lady from being robbed. And we get some more dialogue from Cletus Cassidy. Notice when Eddie looks at these drawings, you can see the Daily Bugle on his laptop. To me, this is just a little Easter egg for Spider-Man. I mean, it's the same logo from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, but I just think it's a little Easter egg to Spider-Man, connecting Venom to the Spider-Man films in the MCU. We also see a cop reading a newspaper with the Daily Bugle logo on it. Andy Serkis, the director of Venom Let There Be Carnage, did a trailer breakdown on IGN, and when discussing this scene, he said this: "There are links between Spider-Man and Venom." He also said they're treating it as his own world. The Venom story is his own world. There are nods and little moments just like this newspaper, the Daily Bugle of course. He also said they're unaware of other characters like Spider-Man. If you want to watch the full breakdown from IGN, I'll leave a link in the description. We get introduced to Ravencroft, and in the comics, Ravencroft is a place for the mentally ill, and it's a place for superpowered individuals, mostly super villains. Ravencroft was also used in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. We also get our first introduction to Shriek. She has a type of sonic scream ability, so when she screams, she emits these sound waves, or shock waves. She also serves as a love interest for Cletus Cassidy. I like to point out Cletus crushing this spider has to be a reference to Spider-Man. We finally get a better look at Cletus Cassidy with shorter hair, and it looks really good. You can see he's getting ready to be put to death, but the Carnage symbiote starts to take over. I don't know how he gets the Carnage symbiote. I assume it will be something similar to the comics. We see this building on fire, and I think it's Ravencroft because you can see the gate right there. We also see two figures walking in the distance. This is probably Cletus and Shriek. We get another shot of Shriek screaming and showing off her ability. We see some shots of the Carnage symbiote in action, and finally, we see how Carnage looks like. He looks vicious, terrifying, and threatening. I like the design. It looks comic accurate. We get a funny scene between Eddie and Mrs. Chan. We learn he's been protecting her store from robberies in exchange for chocolates. We get this final shot of Carnage in a church with these tendrils coming out of his body. Notice his left hand has taken the shape of a blade-like weapon. He weaponized his left hand, and he's ready to fight. What did you guys think of the trailer? Venom Let There Be Carnage is in theaters September 24th. Let me know if I missed anything. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.